Hi, Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and I just got a package from Amazon, which I think is a Mr. Pen package. So hopefully that's what's inside here. We can see how these pens work in our Bible. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. I was right. I have Bible pens by Mr. Pen, and I have Mr. Pen's Bible Safe highlighters. These say 20 acid-free gel highlighters, no bleed on any paper, including magazines and Bibles, no smear across any ink, assorted colors, pens allows for easy carrying. And also there's a scan thing here where you can claim a free gift. I have no idea what that is. So let's check this out, and you can get a little mustache. It looks like a sticker. Huh. And then we have Bible pens here. Gel highlighter, so it says Bible journaling pen, no bleed through the page, perfect for journaling. And then you also have the scan for the free gift. So let's go ahead and see each of these in action in our Bibles. So let me grab my Bible here, and let's just randomly open up to a page here. We're in Psalm chapter 105, and actually I think a friend of mine was telling me the other day that I needed to read. No, that was 115. So let's start. That was Psalm 115 that my friend was telling me to read. Okay, so let's try these in Psalm 105 under Tell of All His Wonderful Works. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, call upon His name, make known His deeds among the people. Sing to Him, sing praises to Him, tell of all His wonderful, wondrous works. As I open these actually, I don't know. Are there 20 different colors? I don't think so. Let's see. So these look to be the same. It almost looks like this would be like a classroom pack that you can take for your women's studies or your kids studies. You could bring these for everyone to use. So you get 2 purple, 2 blue, 2 red, 2 orange, 3 green, 3 yellow, 3 orange, and 3 pink, coral. Let's try them out. Let's do a little rainbow here and see if these bleed through. I am doubting that they bleed through. So I'm just going to come in here and add a little bit of color. And I'm actually going to test to make sure these are the same colors. Yeah, they are. If you want to, you can always put something behind your page if you want a nice surface to write on or to color in. This is just a chopping mat you can get from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so there's purple. Let's try blue. I'm just going to make a little rainbow up this page. And I know there's paint on this, but I guarantee you these are not bleeding through. Maybe I should do the entire page so that you can see. I'm just going to come in here and paint this entire page a rainbow color. I guess it's not painting. So let's check these out. So they go like this, and then I should be able to twist them up. Okay, I'm going to twist it all the way up and see how much comes in this thing. I'm going to be real careful as I come to the end. Okay, that's quite a bit of product in there. Let me get a ruler to measure it for you. Looks like you're getting about 2 inches of gel product. So I'm going to go ahead and twist it back down. And, you know, number one, I'm glad that it actually twists back down. I have on occasion purchased products where I twisted it all the way up and then it wouldn't twist back down. Then I had to twist it back down and push it in. But that doesn't look like the case for these, so that's nice. So your purple is not matching the color. So just in case you're wondering, this dark purple is not this. It does not match the color on the outside. Does not match the color that's laying down. It looks like the outside is darker than the actual color itself. So I'm going to lay this down, and I want to see actually if these can blend together. Yeah. So I can take my finger and kind of blend them together while they're still wet. That's nice. It's nice that they're blendable. Now let's come in now with this red color. Oh, whoa, that is like a pink color. whoa, that is definitely not the color that I expected to come out. So if you do buy these, just know that the colors that are on the package are not the same as the colors that are coming out. So test yours in your Bible before you lay it down to make sure it's the color that you want. But in terms of highlighting, they're doing really well. They do leave kind of a gel-like residue, which is really common with all of these type of things. This is like a fluorescent orange here. Okay. And I think what I'll do is I'll come back through in just a minute and try to use the pen on top of these gels, which I will be amazed if that works. I don't think it'll work, but maybe it will. And then I have the green that looks kind of like a fluorescent green, which makes sense. I mean, they are highlighters, so they should be lighter. They should look like highlighters, and these are looking like highlighters. I do like the tip of the pens. They're very, let me show you real quick. Well, I won't do it with yellow because yellow will be hard for you to see, but they're pretty pointy. So you will be able to get exactly, let's say, the verse. So if I want to just highlight that little verse, yeah, it highlights really good. So it's really good that you have a really nice you have a very nice clean tip. And this is cool. I just put the gel pen over something on the back, and it just kind of came right through the word thanks. So thanks, Mr. Pen, for sending these so we could try them out and have fun with them. So far, so good. All right, so I wanted to show you, if I come in here, I can do some designs. Well, let's see. I don't want to do designs right here because the word give is going to be there and I want to show that. So let me just kind of make some designs and doodles with that tip so you can see how easy it is to get the lines that you want. I'm going to try to get the word give to come in a little bit more here. Not bad. See, I have some stickers here that are raised, and I can bring them through on this side if I'm careful. Okay. So I am just testing these in my Bible, so you don't have to test them in yours. And you can see how, if you like them or not. All right, and there is the orange, which again, they are definitely all coming lighter than the color that is on the pen itself. But they act just like normal gel pens. So if you've played with gel pens before, gel pens kind of have a little bit of a grab to them. I wouldn't call it like a sticky. It's a little bit kind of like a sticky residue, but it's not like a sticker. It's not like it's going to stick to your other page. But let's just go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll dry it out and see if we can get that stickiness to kind of go away a little bit. But generally, these aren't designed to make your page all colored like this. Typically what people do is they highlight different types of scripture in different colors, and that helps them see. Maybe they'll highlight what God says in a purple color, and then anytime they go through their Bible, they'll know that that's something that God had said. Or maybe they take a yellow highlighter and highlight a commandment. Just depends on what method they're using to color their Bibles. But this one gives you quite a few colors. Again, you get 20 of the acid-free gel highlighters, and they come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. So 20 in 8 colors, and that's what you get in this pack. Let's see, is there something else in here? You get, is that a sticker? It is a sticker. I don't know if I want to, think what I want to do is cut that sticker out. I just don't want it, if I'm going to place it in my Bible, I just don't want any of the gloss that is not the mustache to show through. So let me just fussy cut that. So fussy cutting is just the act of cutting around an object really closely. So that's what we're doing when we say fussy cutting. And so I'm just cutting around this mustache very, very closely. You don't have to with clear sticker paper. You don't have to do what I'm doing, but I think with the glossiness of this, you'll see the shine of the square, or if you fussy cut, you won't see the shine of the square, but rather the shine of the mustache. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick for you guys, because we might as well design a page since we're checking out these products from Mr. Penn. So Mr. Penn reached out. They asked me if I wanted to share this with you guys, and I thought, well, why not? They say they're Bibles, pens, and Bible things. If you're not happy with your order, no matter how long it's been, please email us. Well, that's nice. We will replace or refund your order, no questions asked. Well, you know, you gotta love a company that stands behind their products. I give that a 5-star. That's awesome. No matter how long. So, okay. So here's when I can see justification for something, like having something forever and then calling the company and saying it didn't work. Hold on, let me finish with this. Gonna add a sticker on top of this gel. See how that goes. Well, that came up pretty good actually. I placed the sticker down and it came up pretty good. I place the sticker down over here. Okay. So first, bleed through. No bleed through. No bleed through at all. We didn't expect it. Most gel pens don't have bleed through. All right, so there's that. Let's do another test where we add some paper to this side and see if we can't get that gel pen to rub off. Okay, so I'm just gonna come in with the edge of my pencil here, and I'm just gonna write my name across here. Oh, okay, yep. So if you are writing with a pencil or something hard and you have the gel that you just laid down on that, it will transfer to the other side of your page. So make sure you're aware of that. It will transfer to the other page. Although I have to tell you, I think it would be gorgeous to do have a little fun with words. So I did Tracy Rollins here, but you could come in, take your gel pen and do like a little quick rainbow of it, like this, which I think would be kind of fun. Like this. And then maybe, just gonna put this down so I know where it is. Let me do it. Actually, I'll do it where you can actually see it on this page, because you're going to be able to read the words no matter what. But you could come in here. Oh, let me place something down. And maybe let me just kind of get a heart down and see how that transfers. Yeah, you can, but I'd rather do it like a rainbow. I want to get some of that pink in there. So you could just have a lot of fun with these because they transfer. But I'd have to come in here and play with that forever. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you could, I really like how my name came out as a rainbow. And you probably, the camera's not picking it up, but I can see it. So you could do that with, you know, any other paper, put the gel on there, and then transfer it by just writing your name. You could get, or writing with the tip of your pencil. So that would be really fun. Okay, so this is starting to feel a little like less tacky, but it is tacky. So let me just show you that it won't stick to the page. So it's not like it's going to stick to the page like a glue, but it is going to, over time, if you are constantly pressing down on this, it will likely transfer. But let's dry it out with a dryer and then see how it performs, okay? But before that, I do want to see if I can write on it with a pen before it dries. If it feels like it's dry already, and this is just the natural gel residue that's left over. So let's open up the Bible pens. So the Bible pens here, this is a, well, it doesn't say how many are in this pack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 colors, 2 green, 2 orange, 2 pink, 2 red, 2 purple, 2 blue, 2 dark blue, and 2 black. So let's open this up. These are called Bible pens, and let's play with those and see how they work. Oh, it says be still. That's such a good reminder. I do like the fact that they, you know, they do focus in the Christian market, which is nice for this particular product. What would have been really cool, because they are Bible pens, for them to have had a verse on them, but they don't. So this says non-bleed fine point 0.7 is the tip. So I'm just going to come in here and see if I can just, first of all, it comes with a plastic cap, so you just have to get the little plastic cap off. Usually they just come right off. Mine's having a hard time coming off. There we go. Mine's off now. And then I'm just going to try to write with it. I'm just going to write and give thanks to the Lord. So I wrote give thanks up there, and then I'm going to add to the, nope, Lord. These are very much like a gel pen. This feels like a gel pen to me, and it's not really laying down very good, and I'm able to smudge it right off. So it's not going to perform the pen on the gel. I don't know what would, so let's try something to see if I could get something to stay on this. Let me do this. Let me come in with, I don't think these will work either. This is a micron pen. I don't think it will stay. Yeah, I'm having a very hard time writing on it. So, and that's indicative of gel surfaces. You really can't write on them. They're not for writing. They're not to use if you want to write on it. See, the gel pens come off? So there's that. I just want to see if these are water soluble. That would be fascinating. They don't say they're water soluble, so I suspect that they're not. But let's just blend them in. Oh. Well, looks like I can lift color up, which is interesting. Okay. So, wonder if I can lift all of it up. See, this is what happens when you give me stuff to test. This is what I do. I come in and I like try to mess with it. And I play with it to see, how does it work? How does it function? Does it do good? Does it create a result that I like? Does it create a result that I don't like? Okay. So I've added some water. I've blended some of these together. So I'm just wondering if I could add enough water to just take it off. That would be really weird. How much water do I need to add? Okay, so I'm gonna come in and, since I've kind of done that over here, I'm gonna come in with a dryer and see if I'm not gonna melt this stuff, or if it's gonna dry, or if I'm making it worse. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and this is dry now. So what I did was I took my dry erase heat tool and I dried just this bottom half just to see like how it was different. So now I have pretty much no grip on this. So the heat kind of took away that moisture or waxiness, I think, of the gel, which is, maybe it made it melt into the page. I'm not really sure what the product is made of, but this is no longer very tacky. But up here, it's pretty tacky. Again, not tacky enough to stick to the other page, but tacky enough to feel that there's some gel there. I can maybe even pull some of this gel up with my fingernail. Yep, but maybe not so much over here. Nope. Okay, so let's do that transfer test again on our page. And this time, I'm gonna do, let's just use their pen. Nope, I don't wanna use their pen. I'm gonna come in here and transfer the wet. This is the wet, this is the dry, and let's see what we have. Okay, so the dry doesn't transfer hardly at all, and the one that was still tacky and wet still transferred. So good news, if you don't want any transfer at all, just come in and dry it up a bit. That is good news. Good news. Honestly, guys, whenever I'm using a gel highlighter, I don't dry it. I just close my page. I don't really worry about that. And hardly ever does it transfer to the other page, but it could. Basically, what I use a gel highlighter for is I'll just come in and on the verse that I like or that I'm reading, I'll just come in and highlight it. And that's really what I use the gel pen highlighter, the gel highlighter for. Now, the case that I was referring to earlier, where I would return the pen later down, you know, a couple years, is where I have had gel highlighters in the past from a totally different company that would solidify on the outside. So it became like a really scratchy kind of surface and it didn't work anymore. So something kind of grew on the actual gel itself. I'm not sure what it was. I sent the company a message. They never returned my message. So Mr. Pen seems to be responsive because we've gone back and forth and they've been really responsive. So if that were to happen with something like these pens, then you could talk to them and it looks like they would honor their warranty. So I'm not really sure. See if there's anything else unique about these that I want to share with you. But they act like normal gel pens. They come in a class pack. And let me see what your price is on this on Amazon. Hold on, let me check Amazon real quick. All right, so a pack like this, gel highlighters, pack of 12. No, this was a pack of 20. Okay, so a pack of 20 like this looks like it's running about $11.99. It's got nothing but 1,000, almost 2,000 5-star reviews. So you've seen what I've said, what I've given you. I mean, I've tested these out. They work great as a gel highlighter. They function exactly like gel highlighters if that's what you are looking for. And I also find it very fascinating that you can take some of the color up with water, which is kind of cool. I didn't expect that at all. Yeah, so I like these. They're great. They work great as exactly what they're intended for, which is to highlight. So the next thing I wanted to try were these pens here, which feel like gel pens to me. And I did try it on the the gel already. And now I'm going to try it on this part that's dry. No, I'm not really having a good time with this. It's way too awkward. Okay, so I wouldn't recommend using any type of pen, unless maybe a Posca pen. A Posca pen might work. Posca pens work on everything. So if you're looking to have some design work done on a page like you've done with gel pen, I would grab a Posca pen. It will dry fine. All right, let me just double check for you, make sure there's absolutely no bleed through as they have indicated, and there isn't, so yay for that. All right, let's try the pens now on a plain page, because the pens really are great for writing, right? That's what we use pens for. But some pens, if you want to write on certain mediums, paint mediums, you need to have special pens for that. And these are pens. They look like gel pens, so we'll find out. All right, so I am just going to slowly just I want to find a psalm to use. Let's just use 112. Oh, actually 115, which is the one my friend told me to read. Was it 115? No. Maybe it was 105, verse 19. Yeah, that's what it was. So, and that's already painted, so we won't. Actually, let's test this pen on paint. So this is dry paint. So my friend told me to look up. Let me pull this off. The little nibs on the pens are a little hard to get off. There we go. Wow. Okay. Oh, let's say, I'll start in verse 10. Actually, I'll start in verse 7. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He remembers his covenant forever, the word that he commanded for 1,000 generations, the covenant that he made with Abraham, his sworn promise to Isaac, which he confirmed to Jacob as a statute, to Israel in an everlasting covenant, saying, to you I will give the land of Canaan as your portion for an inheritance. When they were few in number, of little account, the sojourners in it, wandering from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another people, he allowed no one to oppress them. He rebuked kings on their account, saying, touch not my anointed ones, do my prophets no harm. When he summoned a famine on the land, he broke all supply of bread. He had sent a man ahead of them, Joseph, who was sold as a slave. His feet were hurt with fetters, his neck was put in a collar of iron, until what he said came to pass. The word of the Lord tested him. The king sent and released him. The ruler of the people set him free. He made him lord of his house and ruler of all his possessions, to bind his princes at his pleasure, to teach elders wisdom. Fascinating. I'm going to take this and underline with this pen. Oh, well, okay. So one thing that's really great about this pen is the nib, the 0.7 I think that's millimeters, mm, and it gives you that really thin, mark. I'm going to write Joseph, who was sold as a slave. His feet were hurt. Okay, so I did mess up a little bit, and I'm not going to be able to pull that up. I'm going to try to erase it with an eraser, but it probably won't work. Yeah. So be careful once you mark down with the pen, it's not going to come back up. Okay. I like this. Okay. So in terms of underlining and pen width of the line, it's real nice and thin. And then I'm going to do a little writing here, and we're going to see how it goes. Okay, I just put here the word of the Lord tested Jacob. I think it's important to know that sometimes we'll be tested. And we're actually testing pens right now, so that's kind of another, it's funny how things kind of work out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to come in, I'm going to do a few marks on this page to see if we get any bleed through. I am not suspecting we're going to get any bleed through at all, but I'm definitely going to try and see if I can't just add some darker lines to see if I can get some bleed through. Why am I doing that? Because I'm testing the pen. Normally I wouldn't do that, but this is like a, it feels very much like a gel. Let me smudge it and see if it'll smudge like a gel. It smudges a little bit, but not bad. So it's not exactly like a gel. There we go. Okay, I have to do it real quick if I'm going to smudge it. So some people actually do smudge their gel pens. So they'll come in and they'll, you know, mark. Oh, another one of those. Whenever you get a new one, you got to pull off that nib, that little piece of plastic they put on the pen tip to keep it wet, so it doesn't dry out. But let's say you wanted to smudge a few of these together, you would need to do it real quickly. You would have to grab the pink next to the blue and then smudge them real quickly. You can see that that made purple. So let's see, bleed through. No, but a lot of ghosting. So very dark ghosting with the amount of color I put down. Let me do it over here too so we can see that. Let's just see if I'm just gonna write something here. I'll just write give thanks. Give thanks. And I'm gonna do a little heart here as well. I like to lay down the color so we can really see, does it bleed through if we add a lot of color or not? All right, so with giving thanks, I am seeing a little bit of bleed through. Let me just dry it up and see how that looks. I actually am getting bleed through, even though it says no bleed through. So it's a no bleed pen, but I do get a little bit of bleed through here on this red, on this pink, because I really used a lot of color. For the part where I just wrote give thanks, I do see some ghosting on the back, but not technically any bleed through. But for a pen that is actually marketed for Bibles, I didn't expect to see that. So that's in the pink. Let's see in the blue. And I'm just going to do outlines of hearts here. If you have Mr. Pen products, let me know what you think of them in the comments below. I would really like to know what you think. For the blue, on the outline, I'm just seeing some ghosting. Let me come in and add more color down to kind of saturate the page. And maybe slightly getting a little bleed through. Let's try black. Okay, I did black and then a black heart. Not as bad as the pink, but maybe I'm not. Let me just add a lot more color down. I want to really test these out because, I mean, I like you to know what you're getting, and if you think that something is, you know, not bleed through, and then you get it, and then it does kind of show some kind of bleed through, you have to decide, is it ghosting or is it bleed through? And I can tell you right now that to me, that looks like, I would call that bleed through. But it's not like ink, but it is, the page is saturated with the ink, and you can still see it slightly through. So I'm not sure, I'm convinced that these are like completely non-bleed. And my definition might be different than other people's definition. but I'm seeing just a tad bit, just a little bit of bleed through and a lot of ghosting. So you can definitely see the shadowing on this back side of the page. So that is, let me try the blue and see if we get, let me try the different colors so that we can see if, so I'm always going to give you guys my honest review. I'm not going to come in here and just be like, oh, they don't bleed through, they're so perfect. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to test these because that's what the company asked me to do and share feedback. And so they're going to want to know what I think about these. And I think they're okay. But I'm getting a lot of this one for the blue. Let me come in with some darker color. I'm just laying down a lot of color here to see if I can get the pen to bleed through, which, you know, if you're using this in a normal sense. So I'm just coming in here and I'm just going to write some, you know, give thanks here. Then you're not going to get the bleed through. You're going to get the ghosting on the other side, but you're not going to get the bleed through. But if you come and you saturate it like I'm doing right now, which is kind of, you know, if you think about it, a little unfair. But I mean, this is a test, so I want to test it out. I want to see the maximum limits. I want to see how far I can push a pen that says it's non-bleed to bleed. Okay, so again, it seems like with all the colors, I am getting a little bit of bleed through and a lot of ghosting. So let me dry this out and I'll come back for the final. All right, so these pens retail for $11.99. And again, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So under $1 a pen. They have a really beautiful fine point to them. I love the fine point to them. I don't agree that they are non-bleed because I do see that I do get bleed with them. So I'm not in agreement with that. I can see the word give thanks through, so they have heavy ghosting as well. And then if you look at what I wrote here, you can actually somewhat see it on the other side as well. So the ghosting is pretty heavy on these pens. You can see the hearts that I drew here on this side also come through pretty heavy. Just FYI, the Posca pen on the gel works great, just in case you're interested and wanted to know if that worked at all. I did test these pens out on my illustrating Bible. This is the illustrating Bible in the NIV version, and you are getting ghosting. This page is actually a thicker Bible page, so you are getting ghosting. You're just not getting any bleed through. Maybe a little bit, and I used a lot there, so maybe a little bit. So in general, I'm not in agreement with these being non-bleed through pens, and you're gonna have to make the decision as to what you think about them. I would love to know in the comments below what you think of the pens or the highlighters. If I have to choose between the pens or the highlighters, I'm gonna pick the highlighters every single day. So I hope this review was helpful to you. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I would love to answer them for you, and you have a beautiful day. Goodbye.